welcome back to my channel. My name is Phoenix Urbina and I am a life coach. And today we're going to be talking about how living in the moment can instantly make your life happier. I wanted to share an experience that I had in 2012 when I went to the Dominican Republic, and a lesson that I learned there that helped me with living in the moment. During my time out there, the main goal was to spark as many conversations possible with the students from a university there. I thought this was going to be a hard task for me to just randomly have conversations throughout the day with busy students, but it turned out that it was a lot easier than I thought. And it's because the way of life was a whole lot different than how it is here in the United States. So when I would go up to someone, I would say, "Hi, I'm Phoenix and I'm from Colorado and I would like to ask you a few questions about your faith." And they would say, "Yeah, okay." They would introduce me to themselves and then we would start talking, and they would take a moment to sit there with me. And I just enjoyed it so much. In the evenings, as we were walking back to our hotel, I would see people eating outside. I would hear people listening to music, and I would see people dancing in their living rooms or on their porches. And it just seemed so happy to me. That's what happiness looked like to me, was dancing in the evening. I picked up a feeling of happiness. And at the end of the trip, one of our leaders was talking about living in the moment and how we need to drop down into the cycle of life and live in the moment. And what I was thinking was, at that time, I did not have a cell phone with me. We weren't allowed to have cell phones. I didn't have social media was not that popular back then. A lot of the Dominicans were very poor, so they didn't have cell phones anyways. I had realized that what had made my time there so happy and so special was that I was living in the moment every single day. I was meeting people, I was connecting with people, I was seeing other people live in moments of happiness as well, by them dancing, by them sitting out and talking. Like I said, this country was very poor. I saw so much poverty, more so than I'd ever seen in my entire life. I saw naked children, and just hungry children. And even though they were poor, I felt and experienced so much happiness, so many smiles. I heard so much laughter. And I always thought to myself, how could they be so happy? Today I'm going to show you the diagram that I was shown on one of my last days there that helps show what we tend to do with life. These three circles represent the cycle of life. So it's a continuous cycle. These are our routines. This is our day. And so when we are dropping down into the cycle of life, we're completing each experience fully, and we're gaining from it, we're benefiting from it. But when we're on our cell phones, or when we're not fully present mentally, we're either thinking about the past or thinking about the future. We tend to ride life up at the top. So we're not fully dropping down into the cycle of life. We're just living up here. We're missing the out on these experiences. So pretend this is one moment of my life, and these are my children playing. And instead of dropping down and living in this experience, I'm up here because I'm on my phone or I'm on my computer, and I'm ignoring them. I'm not living moments with them. Here's when my mom comes over and she's talking to me, and she wants to have connection, and she wants to have a conversation. When I'm on my cell phone ignoring her, I'm up here. I'm not living that experience. when when you're at work and you are trying to get your work done, you could be thinking about it as like completing a task. But sometimes we complete this much and then we're up here because we get distracted. This is just a quick diagram that shows how instead of dropping down into the cycle of life, we ride up at the top of life. We don't really fully experience life. Now that you've seen the diagram that I was shown and have a little bit more of an idea of what dropping down into the cycle of life looks like, I wanted to talk about a few ways that we can begin to live in the moment. The number one way that I practice living in the moment is meditation. Every morning when I wake up, well, there's two things that are important here. The first thing is that when we wake up, some of us tend to look at our cell phones first thing, and it's a lot of stimulation for our mind. So what I've begun to do is give myself at least 30 minutes before I even look at my cell phone. That's my limit that I set for myself, is the first 30 minutes you're just going to either meditate, pray, just get yourself ready. And so that has really helped me. The second thing is meditation. So when I wake up, I like to pray and meditate. And this has helped me to begin to live in the moment because I'm just being. I'm just there with myself. Sometimes we don't take time to just exist because we're so busy thinking about our day or thinking about the past. There was a study done at Harvard University that showed that most people spend 50% of their days thinking about either the future or the past. So we're not really fully present in the moment. I think that this number has definitely increased since the last time I saw this study. This shows us that we don't take time to be fully present in the moment. And so one of the things that helps me a lot is meditating. I'll probably make a video about meditation soon, but I'll definitely link my favorite meditation in this video so that you can watch it and so that you can learn how to meditate and just be. But another thing that has helped me to live in the moment is this is gonna sound silly, but it's by sitting with my food and really focusing on what it is that I'm eating. Most of us eat 3 to 5 times a day, and most of us are not fully present even with our food. So we eat quickly, or we are eating while watching TV, or we're eating while on the phone, or we're eating while talking. And so by sitting with your food, you can begin to take in the moment. You can begin to look at the colors of your food. Think about the benefits that you're receiving from your food. You can feel the textures of the food in your mouth. You can smell the food, so you get that smell. You can sometimes hear the crunch. You're using your taste and your visuals. It's really helpful in bringing all the senses together and just living that moment. So I tell my clients, just live in the moment with your food. Practice that. Practice putting your cell phone aside. Practice turning off that TV or that monitor on your computer and be fully present with your food. This helped me. This is the technique that I used a few years back when I was trying to start living in the moment more often. This living in the moment with your food will start to give you practice, but the goal is to begin to live every moment fully present. Having conversations and connecting with one another is important. We would not be on a planet with billions of people if we weren't meant for connection. I used to take the light rail to get back and forth to school, and I would notice that everybody was plugged into some sort of device. Some people were listening to headphones or looking at their cell phones. Nobody actually made contact, and I would be sitting there just looking to see if I could make eye contact with anybody, and most days it just wouldn't happen for me. And that really makes me sad that we're losing that human contact. We're losing that connection and that ability to communicate. Now with text messages and with emails, we tend to send messages behind a screen. And so that's a whole other topic. But the thing is, it's important to have connection. It's important to live in the moment. The other night, I had the most beautiful experience with my daughter. I was putting her down for bed and we were meditating. And in that moment of meditation, she started to sing and she was praying. And this moment that I lived with her, it sparked so much happiness and joy, and it actually sparked sadness in me and excitement and just such beautiful feelings that were sparked. And that's how I came up with this topic, because that hadn't happened to me in such a long time. Since I've started making videos, I've been doing a lot of research on how to get them viewed and how to be a successful YouTuber. A lot of the tips that I've been seeing say post 3 to 5 stories on your Instagram, be more active on social media, start to promote, start to advertise, put yourself out there. And I had been doing that. I've been trying my best to do that, but I noticed it's taking time away from my family, and it's taking time away from things that are actually important to me, things that actually matter to me, like my family, like spending quality time with my babies. And so I realized that I had not fully just lived in the moment like that for such a long time. And I'm working on finding balance on how much I should be on social media, because that night I realized these are the moments that I want to live for. These are the moments that actually matter to me. Is feeling that happiness and that excitement and that feeling of being proud and that feeling of just having so much emotion in that one moment with this one special person to me. So this was eye-opening to me, and it really made me think about what really matters in life. To me, the number of views that I get on these videos, at the end of the day, they don't add value to my life. The number of likes that I get on an Instagram post, they don't add anything particular to my life. What adds to my life is feeling that moment of happiness with my babies, is having deep conversations with my spouse, is living in the moment with my friends and catching up. So the point is, what really matters at the end of the day? At the end of the day, what really matters? How is it that you're spending your time? What is it that you're doing to live in the moment and to connect with people and to connect with yourself? Another way to fully live in the moment is to go outside and spend time in nature, listen to the sounds, smell the air, look at the trees, look at the textures, really be present with nature. That's also one of my favorite ways to be present, not only with myself, but in the universe. I like to think about how I'm existing with the universe, and what that life does for me. I like to meditate on life, and the trees are life. Smelling the flowers, that's life. All these things bring such joy and peace into my life. So, living in the moment with your food, living in the moment with your loved ones, living in the moment with nature, living in the moment with yourself in the morning with meditation. These things can all bring joy and happiness into your life if you practice them. I am not trying to push my habits or routines on anybody. I know that in my personal life and in many of my clients' lives, this small shift in taking time away from the past and away from the future and away from gadgets to focus on being in the moment, present, here and now, this has really increased not only their peace of mind, but their happiness. And so I like to share these things with you so that you can try it out and see how it affects you in your life, and see if it adds any value to your life. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications so that you can know when my videos come out. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.